Hey, what's up, guys? I hope you guys are doing well. I'm eating a Twizzler right now, and I'm reading the story about the trial of Amber Geiger, and I'm watching the judge give this convicted murderer a Bible and a hug. Only Negroes think that it makes sense for somebody to come and kill your people, and you reward them with a Bible and a hug. She probably should have threw some Skittles in there to go with it. Maybe some Skittles and iced tea, Trayvon Martin style. Lord have mercy. I don't know. Oh, Lord. Do I agree with the brother forgiving her? It don't matter what he decides to do in his heart. I think he can forgive her in his heart. Forgiveness is fine. Forgiveness is a powerful thing. But you ain't got to forgive her in public right after the damn verdict. Save that shit, man. She's going to use you. She's going to use you to get paroled as quickly as possible. She's going to get paroled like in 2 weeks because she got Negro endorsements already. Dr. Watkins, I'll speed answer the question um, so I don't spend too much time on each question. Since this is a quick Q&A. Alicia's going to be in there pretty soon. She's going to yank me away from the computer. Do Black Business School, does that take financial aid? No, we don't put you in debt, so you don't need a lot of financial aid. The programs you can actually get a free membership at theblackbusinessschool.com, and we're better than college, especially for Black people, because we're college professors and stuff, and subject matter experts. We're actually adding some really great programmers into the faculty very soon. So we're really solid. I mean, we got some solid brothers coming on board. We got lawyers in there, doctors, professors, all kinds of stuff. So feel free to go check it out. theblackbusinessschool.com. THE. Hey, what's up, J Real and DP Photography? Let's see. Luxurious Lady 30 says, good evening. How are you? Stephen Rose says, and they groomed her hair. Yeah, I think they were checking for contraband. I'm gonna let her slide on that. What's going on, Jade? Jade, your what do you call it? Your gosh, I can't remember. I want to say, was it pro-Black, righteous, relentless warrior? That ain't it. I know that's not right, but I love it. Whatever that tag is you use. I think Jade is awesome. She's a Lioness Crowned if you want to follow her on Instagram, and also at flynubianqueentv.com. Why Black people so submissive nowadays? Is the Bible the problem? I don't think the Bible itself is the problem, because remember, Nat Turner read the Bible too. He just read a different section of the Bible and had a different interpretation. So I don't put that on the Bible. I kind of put that on the interpretation that some of us have of the Bible. You beat me to the question I was going to ask you. Alex, I have no idea what was going on with that. William, Dr. Watkins, you said we can ask any question. Is there any limit to the questions? Nope. But don't ask a question about your question, because then I won't see the actual question. So just ask the question, right? Ask the question. Don't ask me if you can ask the question. Ask the damn question, man. All right. My thing is, it's his business, but that wasn't the time to do it. I agree. Keep that shit to yourself. I mean, this case meant a lot to a lot of different people. It also reminded me of it reminded me of two incidents. One, when the guy shot up the church and all them Negroes were in court the next day, bending over backwards to tell him they forgive him, and they don't even know this dude. The other it reminded me of was Rodney King. Remember Rodney King? I really thought he was like a civil rights leader. I thought he was like he really thought they really took this drug addict and made him a Black leader. And he went out and said, can't we all just get along? Like, no, people like, man, this ain't got nothing to do with you anymore. Like, you were a symbolic part of, something that was much bigger than you. Like, yo, dumbass, like, we don't even want to hear from you anymore, because you, sir, are somebody who's not even positioned to take any sort of intellectual leadership in any of this, right? But what happened to you is something that concerns us, because we don't want this happening to other Black men. So I personally think that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of Rodney King a lot. I see Brandon there. Brandon's from the West Coast. She knows what I'm talking about. How can I get you to expose my story, says Samantha? You can email it to us, manager@boycewatkins.com. How can we overthrow this government? Man, I don't know. Shit, y'all talking some revolutionary stuff. I mean, I can teach you how to build wealth, how to invest in the stock market and start businesses and love yourselves. I don't. If you want military strategy, you have to talk to somebody else. I mean, I respect the soldiers and stuff like that, but I don't want to live in a country where elections are decided by blood. I don't. It's hard to come back from that. So anyway, let's see. Hey Doc, starting a real estate class here in Atlanta for the community of Pittsburgh. I want to use your course. Any advice on opening up this class online? Yeah, I mean, if you go to theblackbusinessschool.com, there are people there that can guide you to our real estate curriculum. So feel free to go to theblackbusinessschool.com. There are people there actually right now that you can talk to. That's what we do. Christianity's powerful brainwashing, says Joe. I agree with you. Okay, I'm back on YouTube. I'm on drboycetv.com. Hit the thumbs up button, by the way. Please hit the thumbs up button. That brings more people into the chat. And hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we go live. Make sure you do that. Super Hyper Happy Dude says we need to weed out weak Black people amongst our community. They are very dangerous. Well, they are dangerous if, yeah, I mean, yeah. Uncle Doc, this is Vic. Do IG live one day. I did IG live today. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, go to The Real Boyce Watkins. We go live all the time. Me and Alicia actually do Black movie night where we'll watch some old Black movie. Back when Black people were great again. Back when Black people actually had pride and pulled their pants up and shit, and the men dressed like men, and the women, women wasn't all trying to be hoes. We love to watch movies like that. So we watched Carmen Jones last week. Hey babe, remember we watched Carmen Jones? She can't hear me. It was like, it was like opera. It was really cool. That was a great movie. Harry Belafonte. We also watched Stormy Weather with Dorothy Dandridge and the Nicholas brothers and Cab Calloway. It was just really nice. So we do that on our Instagram. So feel free to go to follow me on Instagram, The Real Boyce Watkins, and I will let you know when we do another Black movie night. It'll probably be another week or so. Financial advice for a 16-year-old. Save your money, learn to invest in the stock market. Whatever amount of money you spend on fast food, put that same amount into your stock portfolio. Get into a consistent habit, because when you're young, you have the best asset available to you for investing, which is time. So do that now. Don't wait until you get old. Do it now, and then by the time you become an adult, you'll have plenty of money. Let's see. Godly Fatal says, so you think the white supremacy will end and go into the history books as the worst time period in mankind? I don't know if it's going to end. I don't know. I don't think so. I think it'll end when we make it end. I don't know if it's a matter of taking things from white people per se, but I think we have to sort of build something that allows us to feel safe and sustainable with the resources we have. How do you recover from bankruptcy? Pay your bills on time. There are plenty of people out there that will loan money to people who've declared bankruptcy. But you got to kind of be on your P's and Q's. Try to, you got your debt reduced, so that's a clean slate. A lot of your credit score is driven by your debt. There are plenty of places that will look past the bankruptcy, but you might have to use non-traditional lenders. And what I did, I declared bankruptcy many years ago. But after that, I kind of used cash, and cash actually kept me disciplined. It kept me from going back in debt. So I actually enjoy the fact that I was bankrupt. I mean, even when I was able to borrow money, I didn't borrow a lot, because debt is not really something you want to take on unless you have something really good to do with your money. 3 must-read books for a young Black man. Powernomics, Black Labor, White Wealth. Let me see. Maybe The Art of War, Sun Tzu, 48 Laws of Power. Those books like that are cool. Traction is a good book for people that want to start businesses and stuff, and How the Jews Invented Hollywood. That's what I give my students to read, so we can understand how we can build a Black Hollywood. We have Boyce Watkins Films, which we're actually going to turn to Boyce Watkins Entertainment, because we're actually going to represent some musical artists in the near future. And I think that controlling entertainment is an important part of our long-term strategy. What about 10K in the S&P 500, says Jason. What about it? Let's see here. Beach Logic, are you investing in opportunity funds? Is that something good for our community? I'm not investing in opportunity funds, but I do think that they can be good if used in the right way. You need something, babe?
I just want to see where.
What are you looking
for? No, keep going. Never mind me. Just ignore me.
Okay.
I just want to see.
Okay. How much money can I start to invest in stocks? You don't need any. I mean, $10 will get you started. Go to blackmoney100.com. I have a free training on how to invest in the stock market. Go to blackmoney100.com. Alex, can I send you scripts? We're not ready to receive a lot of scripts, but email it to manager@boycewatkins.com just in case. So we'll have it. Is that Danielle Pearson here? Hey, Danielle. Danielle, her website is economicelevation.com. That's economicelevation.com. Danielle's a real estate expert. She actually came to the All Black National Convention. I hope you guys will come next year. We think it's going to be in Detroit, so I'll let you guys know when the tickets go on sale. We literally so far, we do surveys, customer surveys after every event. That's a good thing to do for your business. You know, you serve your customer by finding out what they want. And so we did surveys to find out, you know, how people liked it and what they'd like to see. And literally so far, we have 100% of all the people said, I would definitely come back. So that made us really, really happy. And that, and also our investment summits, same thing. We get like almost 100% like, I loved it. It was great. It was amazing. Like, we don't get people saying, oh, this was bullshit, whatever, because we give people their money back if they want their money back, if they're not happy, but it doesn't happen very often. So you should give us a try. You know, try us as much as you try white people. You'll probably like us much more. Let's see here. The national convention should be in Louisville, says Jason. We had it in Louisville. And here's the funny thing. The people in Louisville did not show up. the people that were at the convention was packed. The people that came to the convention were all from other places. They came from, you know, Africa, Australia, you know, like Europe, like Canada. But the people in Louisville that live right down the street didn't come. But that's what happens. Like, when you go south, it's harder to push a radical message because Negroes are so scared in the South. I love Brooklyn. Brooklyn's my favorite place to go. Brooklyn and Oakland, because you got some real ass black people in those two cities. I love Brooklyn because they're just so smart and progressive and ready. I love the Nation of Islam because they're natural builders. I love Black London because you don't have so many like family dysfunctions in terms of people. You know, the problem with Black London is that a lot of them, the entrepreneurial spirit isn't quite as strong as it should be, I think. But but a lot of black professionals came in. A lot of men came in that I'd be happy to let them date my daughter because they were just like sharp dudes, well-spoken, wasn't trying to be thugs and gangsters and all this other bullshit. Like, they were real men. And also at the convention, there were a lot of real men at the convention. Like if you're looking to meet good men, I've seen women go there and meet great men at the convention because I take pride in the fact that because I'm open with my perception of manhood and how I live my life as a man, other men that think the same way tend to be drawn to our events. So if you're looking for somebody that's decent, like really, I think if you're looking to meet somebody, meet them in a place where you connect, right? Something that connects to who you are in your soul. So if you meet somebody at a club, then yeah, if you're a clubber, if you're big on clubbing and partying, or you're a stripper or something, then yeah, you should meet somebody at the club. But if you like church more than the club, you shouldn't be meeting men at the club. You should go meet a man at church. But if you are, you know, intellectual and you like to be in the library more than you like to be at church or in the club, you should go meet a man at the library. Like, I met Alicia. Babe, where did I meet you? Yes, we met in the library, and she is a professor and I'm a professor, and I was a straight A student. She was a straight A student. Well, you were close. Were you a straight A student at the time? You were close to. I was your tutor. I was your math tutor. I tutored her for free. Yeah. So, you know, yeah, but that's, you know, so it's not a coincidence that we both are in the same profession because I met her in the library, right? So you got to meet people in places where your values collide, where your values sort of not collide, but connect, right, in a good way, right? So if you are very pro-black, I think places like that are good to meet very pro-black people. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Where do you see stocks in 30 years? Going up, just like they always have. Let's see. Will companies end up like GE? Some of them will, not all of them. Let's see here. Carlton Brown says blacks need to understand cash and carry is the key. Yeah, well, that does help. That does keep you focused. Can I send you some of my merch? Says Ivan, promoting positivity. Sure. Email it to manager@boycewatkins.com. Brand. Hey, Brand. Brand is so awesome. Just so you know, girl, I just love you, Brand. You are one of my favoriteest people on the planet. Moratorium on real estate developers in black communities. Okay, yeah, I agree. Let's see. Simi says I vote for the art of war. Davina says I heard you mention something about Forex. What will you be doing with that? Oh, we got a Forex instructor finally that we like. So we've got a Forex class that will be launching in about 2 weeks. So I'll keep you posted on that. We got a Forex class. We have a couple other really great programs. I'll tell you more about it later. theblackbusinessschool.com is where you can go. Let's see here. Hey, Uncle Watkins says Eagles. Let's see here. You think I'm wrong for telling a woman that she's wrong for saying to beat racism, you should have mixed kids. And I was like, hell no, I got on this woman's ass, but respectfully, because she's mixed. So to beat racism, we should have mixed kids. Really? Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right, you go do that. Nothing wrong with it. I'm not dissing anybody. So we got mixed kids in this room. Like, I don't think that your blackness is defined by your skin complexion. I know some very black, light-skinned people, and I know some very white, dark-skinned people. So, don't think I'm discriminating. I'm just saying, like, to make that a deliberate strategy. Like, I'm going to go out and find a white person so I can have mixed kids, because that's the way I'm going to combat racism. That just seems kind of weird to me. E. Jones, how important is the dollar really? The dollar is only as important as we make it out to be. When we decide the dollar is not important, it won't be anymore. Sean B., why do I find European and African blacks are very well educated and professional, unlike their American counterparts? Because education in Europe is much, much better. Most of the people I know from Europe are much better educated than they are here. Let's see, Alex, did you see the Revolt Summit? Killer Mike was talking about forgetting the political parties and starting our own ecosystem. Yes. Have I ever spoken to him about this? Yes. Me and Mike talk all the time, mostly via text message. We have a phone call about twice a year. William Jenkins, I have access to an eyewear factory. I'd like to get some black eyewear designers involved. Really good opportunity. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, if you send us some information, email my manager at boycewatkins.com, and she could forward it to me, and maybe I could pass it on. Hey, Asha Castleberry. Asha is a veteran. Please thank her for her service. I want to say thank you to all the veterans that are in here, because I don't care. I will not let people talk shit about our service members in this space, because everybody that talks shit about military, none of those people will ever put their asses on the line to protect the country. And if you don't think the United States doesn't have enemies abroad that will want to kill you and your whole family, then you're sadly mistaken. So just be appreciative. Like, you ain't got to support every policy of the government and all that, but you got to support our soldiers. So thank you for those of you who are veterans. Jason's a veteran. Nisa, thank you for your service. I really do feel that way. I'm going to answer a few more questions. Then it looks like Alicia's ready. Are you ready to watch Secession, baby?
I am ready.
Okay.
I'm reading. So
Okay.
Whenever you're done, I'll be fine. Take your time.
Okay, babe. Yeah, we watched this show called Secession. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's about a bunch of crazy white people who have a lot of money. It's really interesting. When am I coming to Canada? No time soon. But I should come to Canada. We should go to Canada. We should go. We should go there and just do like an event in Toronto or something. Okay. So who said Sean, that means when I come to Canada, no matter what part of the country I'm in, you better come. You better be there. I'm gonna be looking for you. When are you bringing your daughter on? Maybe at some point. It's I only bring family members on when they want to come on. What should I do to make money to start a business in high school? There's lots of options, but basically you find something that people need and you sell it to them. You find it, you buy low, sell high, right? So even, this also would even work now. What I did in high school, I went to Sam's and I saw that you could buy a case of like 48, or maybe it was 50, bags of M&Ms for like $30. So you could buy the cases for $30 a piece, and you could sell each bag of M&Ms for $1, right? So you make $50 for every case that you buy. So you're not making like a crazy profit per se, but you're making a pretty good profit, right? You're making, well, actually profit margin wise is pretty good, right? So, but you got to go, if you're in school, all the kids want candy. So that's what I did. I just sold candy. I would just buy this candy. And I tell you, I had so much money to, like, you would thought I was Pablo Escobar, man. So if you learn basics of just finding out what people need and offering it to them, then that's a good way to start a business. Little children know how to do that. Little children can do that. In fact, little children are the best salespeople, because people will buy from them just because they're cute. So, don't let your kids waste their cuteness. Be like, here, put this rock in a paper bag and sell it for $1, and people will buy it. Just Farrah Gray used to do that. Farrah Gray, who made a lot of money as a kid. He said he used to sell pet rocks or something. It was really fascinating. Uncle Doc says, Vic, how's your diet going? It's going well. Not losing as much weight as I want, but maybe if I reduce my Twizzler intake, that might change. But all that running for the marathon, I'm absolutely mortified of running my first marathon. I'm just going to tell you all the truth. It is in 11. Is it the 13th, baby? So we got 11 days, and I'm going to have to run 26 miles. I've never run more than 17 miles in my life, and I am absolutely, absolutely mortified, because you get so far into the race and you feel like you just can't go another inch. So it's going to be soul searching for me. It's literally like I'm going into a situation where I know when I come back, I won't be the same guy, so I'll either come back. If I come back as the same guy, that means I didn't finish. But if I finish, I'll be a different person because I'm gonna have to dig in and find a part of myself that I've never been able to grab before. But this journey toward, preparing for the first marathon has really been transformative. It really changes the way you think in terms of your willingness to kind of endure discomfort for longer periods of time, in terms of maybe taking things one bite at a time, a little bit at a time, and just because you're just running, you're bored, you're like, God, and when's this mile going to be over? And every step just hurts, and you got to be super consistent. So it's really, there's a lot I've gained from that experience, but it's very, very brutal, and my legs hurt, and I'm glad to do that because me and Alicia get a lot of time to talk to each other. So it's a great thing. Also, if you start running, you don't have to run fast. Just if you run a little bit, walk a little bit, run a little bit, walk a little bit, you'll lose weight and you'll get in better shape just because you're moving, right? Because a lot of us, we don't do anything, right? And I think the worst thing to do for your body is to do nothing. So just do basic stuff. Earth Angel, what's the get out of debt strategy? Whatever strategy you want to take. I personally prefer finding another stream of income. Like, I think when you do that, then you can actually get out of debt and you don't have to change your lifestyle. I've never been big on cutting my budget. I've never enjoyed that. I've always wanted to have more and not less. I've always chosen an abundance lifestyle or an abundance mindset when it came to everything. I'd be like, no, why am I sitting here counting nickels and shit when I could just go out and make an extra $3,000 a month? Like, there are people out here that make millions of dollars a month. I can make an extra $3,000. I can find a way. And that was my thinking. So, because I was like, I really don't want to cut stuff out. I don't want to not go out to eat whenever I want to. I don't want to go to the movies and have to worry about whether or not I got the $5 popcorn or the $3 popcorn. Like, I don't want to do that shit. So what I did was I just said, I'm gonna figure out how to make more money. Either way, so if you compress your lifestyle so you can fit in your budget, then that's going to be uncomfortable. But if you expand your income so you can have a bigger budget, that's going to be uncomfortable. So it's a question of which uncomfortable do you want? Right. So I chose the one that said, okay, if I make extra money, then I don't have to really change anything. I could keep my budget exactly the way it is, and I'll still be saving. So just always remember, you always have a choice. Either abundance or what's the word? I forgot, like scarcity or abundance. What's the best stocks to invest in that's affordable for a first timer, says Lavelle. I don't pick stocks like that. I don't get that kind of investment advice, and it wouldn't add any value anyway. I can tell you stuff I bought. I bought Weight Watchers stock. That actually made me a lot of money. I bought it because I saw the Weight Watchers miss their earnings expectation and their price dropped a lot. So I saw where Oprah said, oh, I'm going to get heavily involved. We're going to make sure Weight Watchers takes off. And I know how Oprah gets. I thought about when she started the OWN network. I actually did a whole not documentary, but I documented the process on one of our YouTube channels. It's theblackfinancialchannel.com. So you should subscribe, theblackfinancialchannel.com. You can learn a lot of financial stuff there. And basically what I did was I documented when I bought it. And then a few months later, I documented what happened when I bought it, and I made a lot of money from it. But it doesn't mean that I had some magical stock picking ability. I mean, some of it does come down to a little bit of luck, but at the same time, I remember hearing Oprah's response to their earnings disappointment, and I felt like Oprah's like, I don't like Oprah because of what she did to Michael Jackson. I'll never forgive that. And I think her and Gail need to get off that whole step and fetch it mammy routine, where they're going after all these black men, but not say anything about white guys like Weinstein. But at the same time, I think Oprah is determined. She's a good businesswoman. And I felt that her involvement with Weight Watchers was going to help the company. Let's see here. New York, Dr. B, I just want to thank you for the David Banner segment this morning, afternoon. You're welcome. You're welcome. I like David. I like talking. I like analyzing that. That was a lot of fun. It's on drboycetv.com if you want to check out the video I did where I talked about Talladega College apologizing for David Banner's speech. I thought that was kind of ridiculous. I think Talladega College, basically what they did was similar to what this guy did by hugging the white lady in court. Like, there's a reason why you hugged her in public and didn't just forgive her secretly and privately. You wanted to make it a public thing. Everybody's always trying to earn their good nigga sticker. That's all that is. That was your term. That was your concept. The good nigga sticker. And I agree. I mean, why can't you, Talladega College, I was like, well, why would you go out and publicly apologize for David Banner's speech? Did he say something that was incorrect? Did he say, let's go out and kill people? No, he didn't say that. Did he say something like, can you prove him wrong on anything that he said? You can't prove him wrong. You're just, concerned by the fact that he's going to make white people mad. And I just kind of felt like that was just kind of pathetic of them. And it's really a problem for anybody that considers themselves to be serious scholars, because scholars are supposed to be the last line of defense when it comes to freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of thought. When the scholars start cooning, for cash, then the society's lost. Even during the Nazi Holocaust, there were a few, scholars like Einstein and others who said this is wrong. Like, no, I don't support this. I don't support the atomic bomb. Like, I don't care if it's not popular, right? I'm not going to support this, right? And the thing is, with Talladega College, I feel like they just kind of blew it, and I just think that they could have just, I wouldn't blame them if they decided to say, like, okay, we're not going to have David back on campus. That's your right. Like, you don't have to. I was surprised they had him there in the first place. Like, did you do your research, to make sure that you weren't going to have to go apologizing? Because David's going to give it to you real, like, I know before you invite me in, you better do your research and go look at. I've told people when they've invited me in, they'll be like, Dr. Watkins, we'd like for you to speak at our corporate function for General Motors Corporation. I'll be like, why don't you go Google me first, and then we can talk about that, because I don't really need your money, but I don't want to get you fired. So I know you got your diversity committee decided you want to have me in for Black History Month. Well, why don't you go do your research? You could probably find somebody who's a better fit for that environment. I'm not your guy. I'm not built for slavery. Let me see here. Della says, myself and a few cousins have separate businesses in separate states. Thank you for your donation, by the way. And if you make a donation and you're in the super chat, I will answer your question for sure. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying, like, if you supporting the cause financially, then that does separate you from the pack. Myself and a few cousins all have separate businesses in separate states. How do we help each other grow? Just meet on Zoom. Like, me and my family meet on Zoom every Sunday, and we're all in separate states. My brother's in Colombia. He's not even in this country. My sister's in Arizona. My parents are in another state, and we just get on Zoom. And Zoom, what digital connections do is they get rid of all geographic constraints at that point. Doesn't matter. You could be on Mars and we can sit here and talk to each other face to face and share ideas and help each other out and talk about strategies. And remember, there's three pieces to creating an economy in your family. You need a market for capital, where you can get the funding that you need for your ideas. Most Black businesses don't need $1 million in funding. Most of them, a good entrepreneur can get something going for $5,000. I know I can. There's a lot of things I can get started for $5,000. Also the market for contractors, meaning you need somebody to help give you labor and expertise, and then a market for customers. You need somebody to help you find customers, right? So that means either I buy from you or I find other people who will buy from you, right? Everybody has a network. So you got to understand all your different assets that you have. And one of the things we do at our investment seminars that I think you guys might appreciate is we actually have two things. We have elevator pitch competitions, which we're going to do in New York. DrBoyceNewYork.com will be there October 27th. Feel free to come out. I think you should fly in. And then the second thing we do is I teach everyone to build an economy right there in that room. Like, I showed them exactly what it takes to, sort of form a market. And if you have markets, then you can build wealth, because economic theory shows that wealth is built when you build markets and you bring people together. So it's fun to really try to sort of show that, because it allows people to feel more empowered, because you don't feel like you got to wait for the whole Black community to get it together before you can move forward. You can just do what you want to do. Like, you can just kind of get stuff going in your own family, in your own space. What do I think about Dave Ramsey, says Paul McKenzie? I think Dave Ramsey's fine. Dave Ramsey's a Christian country boy. I like his old school values, because I'm not a Republican, but I'm probably on the conservative side, in the sense that I'm not a big fan of like white feminism. The LGBT stuff confuses the shit out of me. I believe in personal responsibility, and I don't think it's right that the Republicans have hijacked personal responsibility. I was raised in a household where we were taught to be responsible. I was raised in a household where we were taught to be accountable for our choices, and I think that is the best, most empowered way you can live your life. If you go through life thinking somebody else controls the purse strings, or controls your outcomes, or controls your opportunities, or controls everything in your life, then I don't know what to say to you. I feel sorry for you. Why don't you just sit there and let the world just kick you around? I mean, I guess if you define yourself in advance to be a victim, then that's what you're probably going to become. As an aside, let's see. As an aside, D. General McCoy says, mutual fund managers fail to beat the market long term based on performance and fees. You may be better off going with index funds. Yes, excellent advice. Good job. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Cicely, Dr. Boyce, thank you for your feedback regarding creating at least a will. Yes, it motivated me to create a living revocable trust. All right. I love that. I love when all this talking leads to action. Um, Felicia says, what do you think about Andrew Yang and his argument for the universal basic income? I got to go read up on it more. I'm not a political science expert, an expert on all these different politicians. I have to read up on it to really understand it in detail before I can really give an educated analysis on that. Let's see, is M1 finance good for long-term investing? Ask Jay. I think it's fine. I don't use it though. I don't use it, but I haven't heard anything bad about it. Let's see here. Sean B, we started a trucking company with $25,000, and now after 3 years, it's worth 5 times that amount. Good for you, man. That's awesome. Love to see Black people getting money. Let's see. Brian Jones, what's the biggest takeaway from the All Black National Convention and where we stand in this country? The biggest takeaway is that Black people are going to have to be the ones who save Black people. The biggest takeaways also are everybody should invest for the future. The biggest takeaways are also that we need to form and maintain and sustain relationships with each other based on love, trust, and commitment that will allow us to build institutions and empires around that. If you don't have love, trust, and commitment, you can't build institutions. Jonathan, are you going to have a prenup? None of your damn business. Dat Duedre, why does Yvette still got your name in her mouth? Because my name draws attention. It helps you get clicks on your videos. Hectron, I have Zoom. You should have a Zoom meeting. Yes, I agree with that. Vic, I don't know if you know this, Uncle Doc, but your fan base is under 34. I love it. Yeah, I love when I meet college students that have been paying attention. I'm telling you, when I see an 18-year-old who's hanging on my every word and listening to everything that's being said here, I look at him and I say, my God, you are so lucky. If you implement 20%, 10% of the things I tell you, you are going to be a millionaire by the time you're 30, like 35 at least. Like seriously, like literally, if I knew even 1/10 of this, like when I was 18, oh my God. Oh man. I didn't figure a lot of this stuff out until I was like 35 or 40, and I had a PhD. And I didn't have no average mediocre PhD, like one of those like people would do those 6-week programs and then call themselves doctor. No, I was in school till I was 31 years old, studying 7 to 8 hours a day, including weekends and holidays. Like I would break away on Christmas and go study. Like that's how much I was studying. So I knew a lot back then. But even then, there were some things I didn't figure out till I got kind of to the top of it and had processed all the information and was like, man, there's so much bullshit that we're fed. This is crazy. So sometimes when I'm talking from, and from a place that a lot of people may not understand. I mean, let's just be real. I had more education by 24 years old. By 24 years old, I had been teaching college for 2 years. So there's a type of insight you gain when you think about a problem for 20 years that you're not going to have if you've been thinking about it for 10 minutes. You just ain't going to have it. So I'm going to come out and say things and it'll end up sounding like I'm crazy. It'll sound crazy to somebody who hasn't thought about it for 20 years. And because I thought about it for 20 years, I'm very confident in my assessment, and not to be disrespectful to anybody, but I'm like, man, you got to listen to me. Just at least consider what I'm saying, because this is a better solution for us, right? And so I don't really argue with a lot of people. I'm like, I forget who that historian was. He said something like, I argue with my equals and everybody else I teach. I don't see it that way, because I believe everybody's my equal. I don't think I'm better than anybody, but nobody's better than me. That's how I look at the world. But when you talk about training in certain areas, there's some areas where I'm like, I would argue with you, but I'm just gonna let you have your opinion. I'm just gonna let you walk away. Whatever you have in your good luck, go try that. And I really hope it works out for you. Like literally, I'll do that. I won't argue with, like they say, it's hard to win an argument with an intelligent person, but it's impossible to win an argument with an ignorant person. I don't know if anybody's ever heard that. Let me see here. Can you find a way to like ADOS, but still dislike Yvette? I despise that woman. Well, I'm not gonna say I despise her, because I told you I ain't fighting with no Black people in 2019. But I will say that the people involved, most of the people I know involved in the ADOS movement are very good people who have very good intentions. I just implore them to not internalize negative energy, this negative, like, we hate everybody who's not from America kind of ideology, this whole, like, we're going to attack Black people harder than we attack white people. I don't, you're not winning with that. You're not going to win. I think you can achieve your goal without being shitty, bitter, and hateful, And so, the reality is that sometimes you have movements where the energy of the leaders is absorbed by the people that follow these people. And I'm not pointing out any individual people because I'm not spending my time fighting, but I'm just saying that movement has a lot of momentum and a lot of people are listening to ADOS, but a lot of people are alienated from it, because they see it in an extremist capacity, and I don't think it should be. I think that the basic idea that American descendants of slaves deserve preferential treatment is a simple concept that most people can understand. I think at that point, the question is, can you find a way to be modestly inclusive of those who may not fit in that category, but may understand your cause, but still also have their own gripes with the American government? I don't know, but I'm not into all that, like, attacking and stuff. I don't think that's healthy. Do you think more Black people should be thinking more global than local in terms of living? Yes, I think everybody should live overseas, because I'm telling you, you get out of the country, you start forgetting about the bullshit in America. Get your passport, man. Please, everybody in here, please get a passport. Please get a passport. Get one for your children. Tim Loke, can you do a video on student loans? Go Google Boyce Watkins student loans, and I probably have 50 videos out there on student loans. So go to the internet and find a video on student loans with my name in it. Just search for my name in student loans, and I've broken that shit down 10,000 times. The Buddha, he asked, Doc, have you ever had a threesome? none of your damn business. But no, I don't. In my dream or something, I'm sure, but not in any of the dreams I have now. My love. All right. Let's see here. Vic FM, I'm doing a juice cleanse, all fruits and veggies, juice and water, and cardio for 60 days. I lost 24 pounds in 14 days. Man, you know what, Vic? I need to detox too. Is it too? I can't detox right before the marathon, can I? It's not a good idea, is it?
We'll do it after. We'll do it after.
I should have detoxed.
You have to stick to it, though.
I should have did it a month ago.
You gotta stick. You should have done it with me a month ago.
I ate a banana split yesterday. I'm such an ass for that. I'm regretting it already. Let's see here. Sorry, K Sammy. I'm not even gonna answer that question because some names I don't even want to say because I ain't trying to start no shit. I'll let y'all go look into all that. Rebecca agreed. Don't argue with people. I agree. J Street, school teachers teaches us how to work for money, not make money work for us. I agree. Let's see. Willie Crooks. True, it is hard to argue with a person in ignorance because they refuse to see any other point of view. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You don't have to have all this education and intelligence to, add value to a debate. Just be open-minded. The first thing I figured out when I became a professor was how little I actually know, right? So if I'm talking to you and you have a point of view, my first thing is not to fight with you, because I don't want to fight with you over which point of view is correct, because we're fighting over scarce territory. It's like, I can only win if you lose, right? You can only win if I lose. I think there's a way we can both win, right? Like maybe there's elements of truth to what you're saying and elements of truth to what I'm saying, and maybe we can compromise. I'd like to believe that I can compromise with anybody who really wants to compromise with me. So in fact, anybody, there's nobody that I disagree with, even when I've had, arguments with people or whatever, there's nobody I disagree with where they can't call me on the phone and say, hey, Boyce, I just want you to hear my point of view and try to understand where I'm coming from. I'll be like, okay, let me hear your point of view, and I'll give you mine, and then we'll both be smarter, because I then gain your perspective and an appreciation for your perspective. You gain an appreciation for mine. But what happens is you get people fighting, like, I'm right and that's wrong, that's stupid, blah, blah. I mean, whatever. Let's see here. Daryl, the Africans don't like American blacks is false and a bad look for leaders to say. Yeah, I don't think it's true for everybody. I mean, I think that some of it's true though, but I don't think it's true to the point where we have to just be nasty to every black person from another country. And remember, there's African countries that are begging African Americans to come home. Like at the FraserNet conference, the ambassador for the African Union was there, and she was basically, her whole speech was, come home, come home, come home. We're waiting for you. We want you to come home. And that brought tears to my eyes because I felt like, wow, okay, that's where I belong. Like, I'm African, like I'm connected to, I have a home country. The same way Italian people say they got the old country, and Irish people talk about, Ireland and Belfast and shit. Like, I like knowing I have a place that I can call home other than just America. My history did not start in America. My history started somewhere, in my opinion, my history started somewhere in ancient Egypt or ancient, I don't know, Nigeria or something. Like that's what I want. I don't know what country it is, because we're all like a mix of all these different DNA strands or whatever. But I want to be part of Africa. I don't want to think that all I have is the United States. The Fat Guy channel, Dr. Boyce, with all due respect, why do you defend those that commit legitimate crimes? Tiny McDowell actually sold drugs. Should she get a pass, for example? No, actually, I had an argument with a guy from a local NAACP over Tanya McDowell. Tanya McDowell was a lady who was getting locked up because she sent her child to the wrong school. One of the things that I said, though, was I said Tanya McDowell's case was not like the other one. There was a lady named Kelly Williams Bolar that we fought for in Ohio 10 years ago, who was arrested for sending her child to the wrong school. Those were two different cases because Tanya McDowell was selling dope. Tanya McDowell, her whole arrest was all around basically them saying, if you don't snitch on the dope charge, we're going to go get you on this other charge. So, but people that didn't know the facts were arguing that it was just like, oh, they just grabbed some innocent black mom and they're doing this to her. No, I mean, she was slanging dope. Like, now how bad is that? I don't think it's that bad, honestly. I don't know. I don't like the war on drugs, mass incarceration, taking mothers from their kids, but it wasn't the same thing. That's the point. It wasn't the same thing. Is using debt a good get-rich strategy? It is if you know what you're doing, but take debt on carefully. Debt is like a powerful weapon, or fire, right? Fire can help you really do a lot of great things. It can keep you warm, it can cook your food, or it can burn you alive. So when you take on the power of debt, make sure that you know what you're doing. Do you encourage people to retire overseas? I would. I think overseas is nice. I've been to Colombia. I love Medellin, Colombia. I'd love to live there, but then again, my niece lives there, so maybe that's why I'm partial to it. Let's see. I'm gonna answer a couple more questions, then I gotta go get out of here. As a teacher for 15 years, says Miller Kingdom, a black male teacher is rare. I honestly believe the system of education must be changed. Educate children with tools that will help. I'm not a fan of changing the educational system. I think it's better to just build your own educational system. Here's what you do. You got all the tools that you need to educate your own child right there in your house. You got the internet. The internet can give you everything. There are children's videos, all kinds of stuff for every grade level, online curricula, all kinds of crap. And you can design an educational program for your kids. So if you got a little extra money, or you work and have a little business, have a little strand of income, hire. I have a friend who does this. She doesn't want to teach her kids. She doesn't want to stay home and homeschool, but she found a lady for like $15 an hour or something who will work with her kids for 4 or 5 hours a day. And now is that a bill that she has? Yeah. So she pays this lady. She might, she has to pay her. It costs her about $1,000 a month, but her kids are getting homeschooled. And so some people can't afford that. I know. But I mean, you got to remember, you got black people out here paying $400 a month, $500 a month for a car note, right? So I'm not saying you should, or you got homeschool co-ops. You got a bunch of parents in the neighborhood who are all like, we fuck these schools, we hate these schools. So I've seen this happen where a bunch of parents get together and say, we'll educate all of our kids together as a group, right? So everybody goes to work, and then maybe there are 2 or 3 parents that are there with the kids, while the other 8, 9 parents are going to work every day, and they're educating their kids that way. Education really comes down to kids just being constantly given information on a variety of relevant subjects, that will shape them and mold them into assets to the community and assets to the family. So, I believe that a standard curriculum for a black child should consist of these things. Lots of reading, because that gives you the ability to process and absorb information. Lots of writing, because that gives them the ability to communicate their ideas in an effective way. You'd be amazed how many emails I get from people who have brilliant ideas that they cannot articulate. Mathematics, because math gives you the ability to do business and make money and all these other things. Because you can't do math, you can't do business, because you don't know percentages and things like that, right? Also, math tends to teach you strategy, and black people have to be strategic, especially black men, but women do too. And then after you do reading, writing, math, learn business, send them to business school because they're going to all need money. And the number one problem for Black people is they don't have enough money. So in business school, you teach them make sure they know how to invest in the stock market and they understand how that works. Make sure they know real estate, the basics of real estate, why it's better to be an owner than a renter, how to buy real estate, how to buy multifamily properties, basic stuff they can learn about. They can learn the basics in like 2 weeks. Entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is like golf. It's easy to learn, but takes time to master it, right? So put them in scenarios where they're constantly learning rules of entrepreneurship and how to start businesses and basically how to find a customer and sell a product. You don't need to go to business school to learn how to be an entrepreneur. When I was in China, I saw thousands of entrepreneurs. I don't think any of them went to business school. So don't think you got to go spend $200,000 sending your child to some university to teach them how to be an entrepreneur. Many of the best entrepreneurs I know did not go to college, right? Because sometimes college gets in the way. It's like Tyler Perry never went to film school and he's made $1 billion, selling movies because he knew how to create a film that people wanted to see. And that's what it was, right? And in fact, I talked to Tyler one time on the phone. I remember Tyler said, yeah, I never went to film school like Spike Lee and all these other guys. I said, that's probably your greatest advantage is that you didn't go to school, because sometimes school makes you think you got all these hurdles to jump before you can do something, when really sometimes the best way to learn this shit is just jump in there and do it. Gordon Parks, Gordon Parks, babe?
Yes, I do.
That's a bad motherfucker, right?
He can do everything.
Gordon Parks was so amazing. Anybody know Gordon Parks?
Yes.
Gordon Parks was this dude who lived the most amazing life. I just loved watching his story because he's like, he was a photographer and he's doing these for People magazine or whatever those magazines, not People, it was the other Life magazine. And then he's like, I want to be a writer. So he just is like, I just did it. And then he's like, I want to make a movie. He's like, I just did it. He did everything. Like he did so many different things. And he literally just said, if you want to do something, just go out there and do it. You ain't got to get formal training or whatever. You just do it. So anyway, so reading, writing, math, the 3 pillars of wealth, stock market investing, real estate investing, entrepreneurship, and then maybe something that teaches them critical thinking. Oh, sorry, scratch that. Sorry, number 7 is Black history. They must learn the hell out of Black history. White history is optional. That should be the elective. If they want to learn something about white people, then let them do that on their own time. But they should know everything there is to know about our history going back 10,000 years at least, right? So learn, all about Africa and ancient Egypt and, Kemet and Kush and everything that you don't learn in school. They should know 100 times more about Marcus Garvey than they know about George Washington. But instead, it's the other way around. Our kids know more about 100 times more about George Washington than they know about Marcus Garvey. You know more about a slave master who probably raped 1,000 slaves in his lifetime than you know about a man who tried to liberate you. That right there, in a nutshell, tells you how bad your educational system is and what it's doing to the brains of your people, right? So if I had a child right now, if Alicia and I were to decide to have a newborn baby, which we're not going to do, but if we did, that child would not be going to a public school. Or if they did, I would make sure they were going to school on top of school. They would be going to real school in addition to the fake school, or in addition to the white school. Like the white school, it would almost be like learning a foreign language. Like, okay, I want you to go to that school so you can learn a few things from them and learn how to go into their economic system and get all their money. But after that, we're going to come home and I'm going to teach you how to be a Black man. A white man is not going to teach your son how to be a Black man. It's not his job. It's his incentive to do that. It's not even in his skill set. There's no incentive, no skill, no nothing for him to like why? Where's the mandate for him to teach your son how to be a Black man? That's up to you. That's your job. That's the job of us, right? I hope we get that. Okay, so I'm done talking. Hit the thumbs up button. Please hit the thumbs up button. If you're on Facebook, if you could share this video, I really appreciate it. And also, don't forget, if you guys want to go to theblackbusinessschool.com, theblackbusinessschool.com, you can actually talk to our people there. We actually have a business school for children, which is very, very good. We have thousands and thousands of kids who have a financial literacy level that exceeds the average college-educated adult. If they go through the curriculum, your child will have a financial literacy level that exceeds the average college-educated adult. So feel free to go to theblackbusinessschool.com or even blackmillionairesoftomorrow.com. That's where the program is, and you can go right in there and take a look. Feel free to give it a try, and hit the thumbs up button, share, and subscribe button before you go. And maybe if you guys want to come to New York, I'll be in New York next month, or October 27th. So if you want to come to that event, go to drboycenewyork.com. That's drboycenewyork.com. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Have a good day. Be good. Peace.